Hi everyone, Jonathan J. Ryan here from Wargaming Recon for another daily pandemic coffee break. And we were just trying something out new there, so hopefully it worked. When we used to go live way back in the day when we would use OBS, which is a free open source software, we would use that video in there, and that way it would come out. And we actually still use it in the opening videos that we put up on YouTube. It's a stinger. Peter Bryant helped to customize that for us, and so that's something that we would use. Has some cool music and sounds in our name and everything in it. So I'm hoping it came across well, that you were able to hear everything and not just see it. I honestly, I don't know. So this is the first time testing it, and I hope it does well. Please leave a comment below to let us know that you're watching live, so that way we can say hi and welcome you to watching us live today. So as you know, I am lucky enough to be able to work from home. And just like when I work at work, I'm taking a coffee break, and I'm taking my coffee break with you. So I have my Tim Hortons mug per usual with my decaf, Earl Grey tea, cream, and Splenda. Mm-mm-mm. But today is a very, very, very special day. So I want to welcome you all by saying, May the 4th be with you. Yes, today is May 4th. It is International Star Wars Day, where we celebrate Star Wars and all the things that are wonderful from that space opera. Today's also turns out to be wonderful for a few other reasons. First of all, the finale to the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series has come out, I believe. So people have been enjoying that. The final Star Wars movie about what they're calling the Darth Vader saga is out now on Disney Plus, so you can watch that as well if you have Disney Plus. I know not all parts of the world do, but for those that do, you can watch and enjoy that. And it's a Monday, which is really nice. Plus, in addition to being a holiday, it's a pre-holiday for tomorrow for Cinco de Mayo, and today is very, very, very exciting to me, because I learned this morning that Apple has unveiled and released the new MacBook Pro. We'll talk about that in a little bit later in the show. But I was expecting that wouldn't come out until the Apple Developers Conference in later May or June. I think it's actually June of this year as well. So we see that some of you are coming in and leaving comments in the chat. So please continue to leave comments. Let us know that you're here. Chat with one another, have fun. That's what the coffee break's about. It's for us to have some camaraderie here, as we are all kind of isolated in our homes and elsewhere. So for today, we're actually going to be doing some really cool stuff, and I want to just kind of give you a rundown of some of the cool things that we will be talking about for today's pandemic coffee break. So we're going to cover some voting results. There's been a lot of voting results lately that we've been doing here for MDF kits. I'm going to give you some progress on some hobbying that I've been doing. We have not a Kickstarter crowdfunding thing to talk about, not ours, but someone else. I'm going to be talking about my special 10th wedding anniversary present that I'm getting from my wife. And we might have one or two other things to mention along the way. So let's dive right in for all of you. And we are continuing to use that new platform, StreamYard, which is allowing us to do these other cool things here. And you can't see actually, but I'm wearing a cool t-shirt. I want to share this. This is a Maker's Fair t-shirt I got from going to the Makers Fair game day in Amherst, New Hampshire last fall, and I wanted to wear it partly because the weather is so much nicer now. I'm wearing shorts, which is exciting. I'm wearing my cargo shorts. I know how dad of me, right? But I love cargo shorts, and I get to wear them to work, which is really cool. So I am in work attire. The t-shirt I couldn't wear to work, but I'm taking a little leniency here and giving myself permission to wear the t-shirt here as well. And I loved going to the Makers Fair game day, and I can't wait to go back. It was easy to get to. There's cool stuff there. It's a great facility, and we still have some footage. Actually, I think that Adrian's going to be stitching together. It was a little difficult to stitch that together, but he's going to do his best to get some video footage stitched together for that. So let's just talk about MDF kits, right? Because we've been doing a lot of MDF kits here. I feel like that maybe I should call this, instead of the pandemic coffee break, I should call it like the MDF half hour or something like that. So on Friday, I had mentioned results from a previous MDF poll where I asked people in our Facebook fan club group and also on Twitter to tell me what things in the basement kit I should build next. And I mentioned on Friday's pandemic coffee break that with the weekend and everything, there's a chance that I could get more than one kit, get the kit done, and maybe more than one of the ones that were on the list. And I said, if that happened, or if I thought it would happen, I'd put a poll up. So I put a poll up over the weekend, and you voted, and we're going to get to the results in a second, but I want to show you some of the kits that I got done. So the one that everyone wanted me to do was a Trojan horse, and I actually did a sneak peek of this on Saturday. I started something which I think might become a tradition now. We might make it actually part of our schedule even after the pandemic, and that was just kind of like a half hour. I think I was actually streaming for 45 minutes, but it was a Facebook live stream for 45 minutes, hobby hangout. I think I started at like 8 o'clock Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time, where I had some stuff I wanted to work on and just got together and chatted with people. And that was really cool. And just spent like half an hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't organized, wasn't like this, or doing a podcast where we actually have a plan and things that are going on. The pandemic coffee break is far less organized than the podcast. The podcast is not really that organized, but this is far less. So the hobby hangout was just kind of a chance to work on stuff with one another and get some stuff done. So I gave a sneak peek, and here it is. I think any ancient civilization walled city would love to have this outside their doors. So this kit was really cool to build. It has wheels. The wheels move. This one's a little stiff. The wheels move. I love the tail design, which is really, really cool. And to me, it was really interesting how Jorg was able to design a horse. It has to be a wooden horse, of course, and it's made out of wood, but to design a horse so that it is a wooden horse, but it is still, horse-like, and it evokes a living image as opposed to just being a bunch of boxes. So you start off by building the legs, and there's an inner core to the legs that give it extra strength. Then you put these panels on. It's important to note that some of the panels are smaller, so you pay a little extra attention to that because that matters where they go. So you do the panels, you build up, and it's essentially you do the four legs, then you do the body, which is pretty straightforward. Then you do the head separately, and it matters which order these pieces all go, but you can tell because it's basically how it's laid out. Then you add things like the mane. I love this mane. It's gorgeous. And the tail is really easy. I couldn't, but you want to use clothespins if possible. And I couldn't just because it was slightly too thick. But if you just do, say, these top two here with the base, clothespin those, and then you can do the other side separately. You're fine, but I didn't have to worry. And then you put it on the base here, and then you add the wheels and the caps, and you're done. It's a gorgeous little piece, all sprayed. I'm gonna obviously do more touch-ups and stuff to that, and and everything. It's funny you mentioned that, Larry, because I was watching some good comedy stuff. End of last week, was it Wednesday or Thursday? I watched with some buddies online. Did a Netflix party. It was the first time I've seen the entire Monty Python and the Holy Grail all the way through. I've seen portions of it here and there, large chunks, but not all of it in one go through. And so I actually ended up watching the whole thing with them in a go through. So that was kind of fun. So I built the Trojan horse. Then I built something that no one really wanted me to do, but I did anyway. And this is the 6 vertical tanks. I know there's not 6 here. So these are mini soda cans. I sprayed with an Rust-Oleum aluminum paint. I did the base in a gray. The tubes are gray, and then the top, and you glued these tops in. I used what did I use? I used the super glue. Don't use PVA glue for that, and then PVA glue for the rest. I didn't glue the cans to the bases, so they jiggle a little bit. You could glue them. So there's that. You have a solo one, and you have a 3-1. So when you get the kit, it comes with all the MDF pieces. So you get this, you get these tops, you get these MDF pieces and the bases. So did that. And those are basically done. Again, some touch-ups and dry brushing. I'll probably use a little bit of like Riser Rust things on the hair, and I want to dry brush things so it's not so clean. And then for the last one, this thing. This is the industrial shelter, and this is one of the first things that I got from Jorg. And actually, all of these are things that Jorg gave for a review. So they are all review copies. I want to give a big shout out to Jorg for that and thank him for doing that. And also make sure you know that we didn't pay for these. But it's really cool. So this storage thing, when I first got it, I was so intimidated by it. I was like, it's big and I'm going to ruin it and I don't know what to do. And so it sat around for too long, is what it is. And then I did it. And I love this. So it comes with the corrugated cardboard for the top, which again, I sprayed with the aluminum paint. Wood sides. This is all MDF, an MDF base. And then right here, if you can see, these are all separate. So I just kind of, it's like block painting, right? But I do it with spray paints. And so again, I'm going to do some dry brushing and things like that. A little bit of inking as it is. And I want to kind of dirty up the roof a little bit to make it look a little rusty and get it going. But this is a great piece. Don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I really, really, really love this piece. And this is just gorgeous. I guess I could use it like this. I feel like very Mr. Rogers for some reason doing this. Like this is something I feel like Mr. Rogers would do if he was doing MDF. He'd be like, peekaboo. I don't know why, but I do. It's just something I feel like. And let's share some of the comments from the chat today. So Nathan says his buddy's anniversary is today. Dave likes my shirt. Of course you do, Dave. Thank you so much for the shirt. And Larry says, I really like those storage tank kits. Very clever use of household stuff. Yeah. So when I actually started to work on it ages ago, and then I realized that the cans I had wouldn't fit because they were too big. They were normal size cans. I needed the mini, and I was like, where am I going to get the minis? I had a hard time. So and eventually I was able to get those, and it kept them out of a landfill, which is really cool. So, and let's see, Paul thinks that we can get the Trojan horse in here. Let's find out. No, a little too tall, but if he sleeps on his side, he can get in maybe. So good stuff there. And now, of course, we have the voting results. So let's go and share screen with all of you so you can see what we have for the voting results. And so we have some voting results right here. Let's go nice and big so you can see it right here. And voting has ended. You can see the clear winner right here is the Sleepy Hollow covered bridge. So we got 9 people voting. I did not put this on Twitter. It just was here. Nobody liked the bottom 2 options. Those industrial stuff. People, why do you hate the industrial stuff? Leave a comment. Let me know, why don't you like them? And Yamoshiro had 1. So Sleepy Hollow covered bridge. I actually did a little bit of research. I can't watch scary things. And I know some of you have said Sleepy Hollow is not scary, but for me, it would be scary. And I was going to bite the bullet and watch the movie anyway, watch it with my wife. She loves scary stuff. And I figured I'd be okay. And then it turned out it doesn't stream anywhere. You have to buy it. I'm like, I'm not buying it. And really, I wanted to watch it so I could just get a better idea how to paint. So then I thought, well, let me go on YouTube. And I found some clips on YouTube of it. And so that's really cool. So I have an idea for colors and things like that. But what I think I'm going to end up doing, and I think this is actually pretty close, is I think, well, actually, let's pull up a better a better look of the bridge, the things on the basement website. So we will navigate to the things on the basement website, and you can all see what it is. So it's right over here, inspired by Sleepy Hollow, the movie. And here's the covered bridge kit. So you get a nice close up. You can see here's the roof. It doesn't come with shingles, but I'm getting the shingles. And here's the wood. You got the entrance. So right down here, the siding, I can't tell from the movie if it's red or if it's what. I think it's red. And then these railings right here, those I'm also not sure. I think they're just like a grayish kind of wood color. But we'll see. So what my plan is to do these panels red, to do the roof kind of like a gray slate color, and then all this wooden beams right here, I'm not sure what I want to do for those supports, but I might do them as wooden kind of color, like a grayish wood, instead of or maybe like a tan, like I did with recently with that storage shelter. And then of course the same for like a darker wood color, brown for here for the base and stuff. So I think that's my plan for that, and we'll get that going. And I have shingles coming. Actually, let me show you the shingles too, because York has a bunch of shingles that you can get, which is really neat. So some people make their own shingles. I'm not making my own shingles. So he actually has these shingle strips for Sleepy Hollow. You can see right here what they look like, and he makes other shingles too. So these are intended for Sleepy Hollow. But then he also has these other ones. So here's just regular slate ones that he has. He also makes these, which I really like these a lot. These are like irregular kind of cut ones. So I think these kind of give a lot of character. Like maybe a thing is a little decrepit. These diamond ones are cool, which is really neat. And then he does fish scale ones. So he will get a nice close-up view. And those are pretty too. So you could do basically whatever you like for that kind of stuff. Yeah, and they're affordable. So Nathan says on the chat, $3.50 American isn't that bad a price either for shingles. And I agree. It's a pretty good price there. York's pricing for everything is just really, really good. Okay. Now, let's talk about something that is interesting. So Pendraken Miniatures is doing a thing that they're calling not a Kickstarter. And for those who don't know, Kickstarter is a popular crowdfunding platform. We've used it here at Wargaming Recon not that long ago to help fund this 2020 podcast season. And spoiler alert, we're thinking of doing one for the 2021 season as well, because it went so well, and it's really allowing us to do a lot of things that we couldn't do otherwise, really. So, and we're expecting 2021 to be a bigger year in that since this year there's not been really events to go to. We think there's going to be an explosion of events next year, and in planning to try to go to as many of those as possible. And going to be expensive is what it is. So we're going to need support for that. But other companies have been doing things. So, for example, the Muskets and Tomahawks new edition came out as not a Nickstarter. So rather as a Nickstarter, Nick from North Star. And Pendraken's doing something called not not a Kickstarter. And what they're doing is a new project, and we're going to share screen again so you can all see what we have here, because some of you might really like it. So let's go full screen for you to see here. So what they have is it's a Peninsular War conflict Napoleonics project. They get British, Spanish, Portuguese, buildings, flags, civilians, and more. And what you have to do is you have to go to their forum. So you go to pendrakenforum.co.uk, and they have right here what they're doing. And so it's actually pretty straightforward. You register on the forum, you get a free account, and they have a listing here. Let's just scroll down of all the things that they have. And you basically are pre-ordering whatever you want, and you add up the total. So you can get light infantry, here, line command for 50 pounds. You can get artillery, which I love. You can do it for Brits, for the Portuguese, the Spanish. They get all sorts of stuff. They've just unlocked buildings, so you can get some cool buildings here as well. And you add up everything, and they're doing basically their own crowdfunding thing. So they wanted to raise 3,600 pounds, which they've done, and now they have basically stretch goals. And these tell you what extra stuff that they're going to do. And basically, you have to do this stuff, and you get invoiced for half of your total. When it goes and you get confirmed, they have a sculptor who's going to be doing stuff. Who's going to be sculpting June through August. And then they intend to get these all casted and sent out to customers by the end of November 2020. So you'll be getting these just in time for Christmas. And then when it gets out, they're going to invoice you for the remaining half of your pledge, and then whatever the shipping costs are. So it's really, really cool. And of course, because these are Pendraken, keep in mind what size and scale these will be. And they're using the same sculptor who worked on the 1809 figures. So it's going to just be in line with that. And it's really cool. I know a lot of people are into this. I personally am not. And I'm kind of glad that I can save money by not being into this. I just want to show you some of these updates that they have here. They share some of the pledges that people have made and everything. So you can see some people, whoa, this person went way out, over 200 pounds. My goodness, that's a lot. But it's a cool thing that you can do, and people are really following it and getting into it as well. And there's been like a lot of talk on Twitter, so you want to stay up to date with them on Twitter. That seems to be where they're most active, Pendraken, to talk about what they're doing there. And you might recall that we mentioned Pendraken not long ago because they were gearing up. They realized that they could use some of their capacity as a business to help make face shields for first responders and medical professionals. And so they did crowdfunding for that to get money to buy more material, and then they were donating it to places that needed it. And it turns out that places in the UK aren't needing it as much anymore, and so they've shut down. It was a GoFundMe. They shut down their GoFundMe, and they're finishing making the stuff. And any money left over, they're gonna donate to charities and let people know. So Pendraken's been doing really cool stuff. Foreground's doing really cool stuff. There's a lot of companies just kind of helping out with the pandemic, and I think that's really awesome. So thank you to all of them who are doing it, and to everyone who has donated to that and helped to spread the word and make it possible. I mentioned that there's not a whole lot of events happening now, and conventions and things like that, and how I expect 2020 to be quiet because of that, but 2021 to be much busier. But there are still some ways that you can game with your friends. So it turns out that the Havoc Gaming Convention, which I believe is the longest running historical tabletop wargaming convention in Massachusetts and perhaps in New England, has been rescheduled for September of this year. So it'll be at their new venue, and there's dates, but I don't want to share them just yet because I want to wait till we get a little closer to just see how things are progressing. And then, of course, I've been talking about the Let's Roll Con that I am a co-organizer and co-sponsor of. And let's do another screen share for you because I want to show off some of the cool things that are happening with it, and mainly that you want to sign up now. So you can get in and you can register for stuff. So here's their website, letsrollcon.com. The actual convention is May 16, 2020 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what you want to do is you want to register over here. It's free to register. It's free to play games. It's free to go and shop other than what you spend money on. It's free to watch special events. It's free to be a vendor. It's free for all this kind of stuff. And so there's like all these other sections on the site. You can contact it with questions. Merchandise will be a place where you can go and shop and everything. But you want to go ahead and register. I already have. You might want to say yes that you agree to receiving marketing and promotional materials from us. Just a thought. So I'm just going to log in. And once you are registered, which is free, and you get logged in, you get access to all these different spaces here. So let's click on convention space. And this is kind of like the home page for all the things that will be at the convention. There's a lot of information here. And it gives you descriptions for all the different areas. So the game room is where you go to either watch or actually play in specific games. You have to buy tickets. Tickets are free. I use the word buy, but tickets are free. Marketplace is where you can go and shop vendors. And community room is where there's going to be events and talk shows and things like that. Those are free. You don't need a register space or anything. So let's go look at game room, because game room is going to show us games that are playing. So there's all sorts of games happening. First time slot starts at 10 a.m. And you can see right here, Rob Rubenhorst is going to be running Battle Group World War II and 15 mil, The Road to Kamuda, which is really cool. So that starts. That's an option. You might want to play some sci-fi. Brian Higgins is running a 2 to 3 hour long game called Explore Crash Spaceship. It's going to be run on Cisco WebEx. Caesar Skirmish is going to be run by Chris Rett. Love Chris. Chris does an amazing job for all sorts of stuff. So this is using the Warlord Caesar rules. It's modified. It's going to be playing it on roll 20, which is really cool. And just as awesome. Zombicide is going to be run by Rick Borges. Zombicide's a great board game. It's really cool. He's doing it on Zoom, and he's going to have a camera to show stuff. A lot of fun. Mars is a Lie. Gasland's being run by Dave Valentine. Dave is another great fellow, and he's going to be using Skype. And then he's also one of the co-founders of Application of Force. Dave is a co-sponsor and co-organizer for the convention as well. And Application of Force is this really cool web app that it's going to be a subscription that you pay, but for the convention, people are going to get free access. So that's really cool. Battlecry, of course, it's Richard Borges' original Command and Colors game. It's a board game, and you'll be able to choose different time slots so you can play. It's going to be a tournament if you want, and it's going to be run by Jeff Cornett, and it's just going to be really cool. It'll be done by email or phone. And then at noon, we have the next time slot. So you'll have, again, Mars is a Lie is an option. Lost Sisters, A Battle for Alsace. It's run by Arafan Gregory using Victoria, which is an app on the Application of Force. It's really cool. It's a quick and easy way to kind of play. Battle of Edson's Ridge. It's going to be Axis and Allies. 15 mil. Dan Eustace. So these are the Axis and Allies minis. Dan is a great GM. He runs really, really cool events, and I love his stuff. We got Peter Bryan, a buddy of mine. He's going to be running Johnny Quest in the Eye of Makara. It's run using Top Secret New World Order, and that's going to be really awesome. And that one's going to be live streamed. You have to agree that you're going to be live streamed. You can always hide your picture if you want. And then at 2:00, we got some Shaco being run, and that's going to be run by Dave Malinsky, who's going to be supported by Alex Malinsky. Really cool. It's going to be run on Microsoft Teams. Also going to be broadcast to Twitch. Another round of Mars is a Lie. We got Troy City Mysteries, which is World of Darkness, and that's going to be run by David Benavides. Dave is a wonderful GM. He's gotten pretty far into the INGM competition. He's just a fantastic guy. I love Dave. So David's running that. It's an RPG. We got some cool RPGs here. We got Mago's Escape, which is going to be a live stream done by Alvaro, and Alvaro is one of the co-creators of Clash of Spears. This is Clash of Spears, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes. We got a Lucky 13 Top Secret New World Order combo by James Carpio. James is another wonderful individual who I've gotten to know from playing and being at TotalCon. So this is going to be a really cool role-playing game. He's using StreamYard and Roll20. That's going to be really cool. Cube of Death, Mike Kafis, a buddy of mine, is running into this. I love Cube of Death. So I've talked about this before on the podcast. Did a live play of it. Our only live play I think we've ever done. But it's a geek trivia card game, which is really, 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 really cool. So I hope people sign up for that. That's going to be awesome. 4 o'clock, we have more games. This is huge. You can play AD&D with Stefan Pokorny, who's the founder of Dwarven Forge. He's going to use his Dwarven Forge stuff at his house. He lives like in a castle. And so he's going to have this, and his significant other, Anne, is going to be helping out. It's going to be done on Zoom and live streamed. I'm super excited about this one. And Stefan is a wonderful guy, so creative, intelligent, fun loving. He really goes in for immersive play. I think anyone who wants to sign up is going to absolutely love this. And it's just fantastic. So you really want to make sure that you sign up for this if you can. And I don't know why this bumped up to the top of the screen because I'm on the wrong page. Where'd I go? Sorry, I lost you guys. Here we go. We got Mars' Lies again. Another round of Explore a Crashed Spaceship. Brian Higgins. Then at 6 o'clock, we have Ultra Combat Normandy rule set, which is a cool miniature 28mm game. It's going to be run on roll 20. Colin Phillips is doing it. He's the author of the rules, so that's really awesome. And then if you play in it, you're going to get a free PDF copy of the rules, which is awesome. Then Arafon's running on a game for American Civil War using In Freedom's Cause, which is another application for application of Force app, which is going to be really awesome. We've got Black Sheep happening using Check Your Six rules, also by being GM'd by Rob Ubenhorst. So that's awesome. People love Check Your Six. A lot of fun. Then at 8, we have another round of Ultra Combat Normandy, another round of Cube of Death with Mike Kafis. We got Black Seas Pirate Encounter, which is being done by Adam Carrier. So that's awesome. Adam's a really fun guy and great GM. Another Caesar Skirmish being done by Chris Rett, which is really awesome. And that ends it out. So create your free account on letsroll.com, and then you go down here through the game room, and then you pick what games you want. So you're like, oh, I want, beginning of the day is the bottom. I want Explore Crash Spaceship. So you go over and you say, I want 1 ticket for that. Oh, and I'm going to do later on. Oh, I really want to do Johnny Quest. 1 ticket for that, and so forth. And you can see Mago's Escape is sold out, which is really cool. And it updates to tell you how many tickets you can get. So like Cube of Death here has 5 slots. You saw over here when I did Johnny Quest, there's only 3 left. So you do that, and you do next, and you work out. It doesn't cost anything at all, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can also go to, we have the community events, which will be coming up. So you'll be able to see all that as well. Oh, and unfortunately, you are not seeing this stuff. I'm so sorry. Let's swap over. Larry says, should we be seeing the games list? Yes, you should be seeing the games list. Live streams. What can I say? There you go. So these give all the descriptions here. If you go to letsrollcon.com, and there's just tons and tons and tons of games. You can see as I scroll through everything, so many games here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So there's a lot of minis games. There's a good mix of role-playing games here that people can get into. And it's going to be really cool. And we've already had people start signing up for games. Please do not wait. Sign up now. Don't even wait for Pandemic Coffee Break, Dan. Just go and sign up now, because you want to make sure you get into games. And down here is where you can actually get your tickets. So later time slots are at the top. Early time slots are at the bottom. Price is free. And if you click on the ticket from this drop down, it tells you how many spots are left. Zombicide has 6 spots. Johnny Quest up here only has 3 left. You can see Mago's Escape is sold out and things like that. Let's see about Stefan's. Stefan has 5. And then you just work your way through. and do that. And then there's other areas on the site that are going to cover vendors and all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of really cool things happening, and we will have the list up just for the panels, which we're putting in the community room. And I'm still working on that with Petra, who's another co-organizer there. So that's really cool. I just wanted to highlight. And I know we're going a little long today, but I want to just show you, and actually, I could skip this last one, but I'm so excited about it. I don't want to. So I want to show you, coming up this week is my 10th wedding anniversary. And so my wife and I had decided that what we were going to do was we were going to buy each other computers for our wedding anniversary present. And since we've both been working from home, we're finding that our computers are really old. We both have the same model. It's a MacBook Pro mid 2012. So it's like ancient. And I use it for the podcast. I use it for video editing. I use it for all sorts of stuff. And she does a lot more of that kind of thing now for work. And just, it struggles to keep up. And so she got a new MacBook Air. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this new device to come out. And it is a brand new MacBook Pro 13-inch. I know not everyone's a MacBook person, not a Mac fan, but they just released this new version today, and I'm really excited about it. It fixes a problem with the keyboard. The keyboard before was really not so great, and it has all sorts of cool stuff that is here. And so I'm going to be ordering mine today. It'll be coming soon, and I'm just really excited about all this kind of stuff. And these are just some of the details about it, but I'm looking forward to being able to do all sorts of stuff with it. And this is going to be a huge upgrade for me. And what does this really mean for everyone else? So this means that I'll be able to get through editing quicker for stuff. I'll be able to do things more quickly. It won't take it so long to do uploads. It won't take so long to edit things and to send files to people. I don't have to worry about my computer being so full, because I store everything on my computer. And that might sound stupid, and it is. And haven't wanted a solid state drive, a solid drive, for a while. For those who don't know, solid hard drives used to move. They had moving parts. And nowadays they don't really move anymore, which means that they're faster and they're less likely to break. But they tend to be smaller, and I've always wanted more space. So this one's going to have a solid drive, which means it's going to be faster, get through stuff a lot quicker. But then I've also purchased a really large external drive. It's not physically large, but it has a lot of space in it. So I can put all my stuff in it, and I'll just work from that and move things over as I need it. And so this is just really cool. And I'm going to be getting a 13-inch MacBook Pro as soon, basically, as I'm done live streaming with all of you, and be getting all that stuff done as well. So that's really exciting. At work, I use a Windows machine, and I've been trying to get them to get me a Mac, because they've been doing it for some people, and I think we're slowly might be getting there. So we'll see. And let's see. Nathan says, I use a Mac at home, but several pieces of software I use only run on Windows for work, but at least they give me a laptops. That's very nice. One thing that I've also been kind of hesitant on about getting a new Mac is the new OS does not support a piece of software I use for the show, Audacity. Audacity is free. It's open source. There's some workarounds that may or may not work, but I think I'm going to be okay, although I'm really sad to leave it behind. And I know it's not a great audio editor, but for quick and dirty stuff, it's been great for me just because I can easily do what I need to, and I know how to. But Joshua does all my audio editing, so like I don't have to worry about it. But I should be okay with using GarageBand, which is built in. And I'm also doing some research for other stuff. So you shouldn't hear an impact on the show or anything with that kind of stuff. So we're getting through that. But anyway, it's been a long show. It's been a lot of exciting things happening today. I am literally jumpy here. No caffeine. I didn't sleep well, but I'm all like full of pep because it's Star Wars Day and Apple cool stuff's happening and the sun's out and weather's wonderful. I'm really excited, and I hope you are all well too. So remember, this is really, 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 really important when it comes to the pandemic or anything in life. Really, you got to listen to the experts. You listen to the scientists, the doctors, the medical professionals, the people who know what they're talking about, the pros, not Karen on Facebook. Don't trust Karen on Facebook. She is wrong. I don't care what she says. I don't care how many magic crystals she waves at you or how much she says your aura is going to prevent you from getting COVID. She's wrong. Don't listen to her. It's a lie. Don't listen to her. Please be kind to yourself and to others. Be good. Good enough is good. It's okay. We will get through this together. I promise you. We're flattening the curve. We're getting through everything. It'll be okay. Remember, no matter how busy you are, no matter how excited you are, no matter how much you're thinking, that's no moon, you know that you have to, you need to keep on gaming. Thanks, everyone. Be well.